today I wanted to talk about like how to use the momentum we have going on right now to basically go after the clientele that we want. So kind of like setting up some type of system or structure to where we can start pitching ourselves to the people that we want. It's always easier said than done because this is not the fun work. It's more of the logistical back end work of like actually putting something together to like reach out to people. I don't know if y'all know, but like influencers, they be having like media kits and stuff, and they'll like take their media kits and they'll pitch themselves to like brands and like companies they want to work with, and then companies will look at it and see, oh, okay, maybe later, maybe now, whatever. So now I'm thinking if we can like have like a one pager portfolio type of thing that we can set up to where we can just email it out or DM it to people so that way they can just open it up and see, oh, he based out of Atlanta, he do this, he has a highlight reel, he shoot nice events, cool. Maybe when I need somebody, I'll hit him up, something like that. So I want us to take some notes, we're gonna put something together like that, and then we'll break it down even more and then expand on it. So that's what we're gonna talk about. Like it's always, feel free to chime in, feel free to ask questions. I'm not just here to just talk at y'all. We're here to have a discussion. I'm learning too. So I'm gonna share what I have, and as I'm sharing, if you need anything or wanna add on or ask a question, feel free.
You said you're gonna go over what a media kit is, right?
Not necessarily like a media kit. I'm gonna go over like something similar for us though. Like it's similar. It's not exact media kit, but like a one pager type of thing that we can create to send out. Okay.
Gotcha.
Yes, sir. But before we get to that one pager, actually, you could, if you type it in your notes or writing down, you could put, number one, create a highlight reel. So this highlight reel is dedicated to what type of clientele you want. So if you want to do more events or more weddings or more grads or whatever, create like either a 1 minute highlight reel, like a 2 to 3 minute highlight reel of like your best work, like all the best stuff you have, all the best shots that you have, put some nice good music over it, and then put that together, right? So that'll be step one. Pretty straightforward. You don't necessarily need like a voiceover or nothing like that, just a really solid music. But you want the highlight reel to really show your range. Like if you want to do more events, like you want to show the ability to capture decor. You want to show the ability, show the excitement, show your use of lighting in the spaces. Like you don't want it to be too dark or like, you don't want to be just overly blown out or whatever. So you want to pick the best parts and then highlight that. If you don't have these type of shots, now you gotta, maybe take a couple steps back and then be like, hey, reach out to somebody and be like, hey, can I shoot an event for free? Or can I just pull up and get you BTS for the first hour or something like that, right? So now you can go create those type of shots that you want. But I would assume most of us do have some type of content from what we already want to do. Is it grad, sports, or events, or anything else like that? We already have those type of content. But you really want to put like a well together reel, not just like for Instagram, more so it can even go on your website or it can even go on YouTube, because you're gonna plug that YouTube link into the one pager. So when somebody opens it up, they can easily click on it and then it takes them straight to that YouTube link. So that way they can view it, or even in that email that we're gonna draft, it can be like, hey, what's up? This is what I do. Here's a link to my most recent reel. They can just easily click on it and then see that. So that would be step one. Step two would be like create like a Excel sheet, right? It can be an Excel or it can be Google Docs or even in your notes. Build up a list of all the people you want to work with. Like if it's event planners, like you can research Charlotte event planners, South Carolina event planners. If it's grads, shoot, 2024 grads, you know what I'm saying? Hashtag 2024 grads. Make a whole list of that. If it's sports teams, make a list of the sports teams. Like who are you want? Is it the coaches you want to hit up? Is it I don't know who else be on, assistant coach, or they have a media director or somebody like that? You want to make a list of all of their names, right? ideally they're the best in the market, whoever's the best in the market, or whoever you think you can offer value to. So typically when I started with weddings and stuff like that, I was DMing planners all the time. Like I was setting up coffee dates, I was doing lunch with them, I was doing dinners, I was just reaching out to a whole bunch of folks. I'm like, hey y'all, my name is this is what I do. Boom, I would like to really work with you. And typically, there's more like a foresight kind of thing. Like if you're reaching out to somebody from this year, ideally they might already book somebody, but people are always looking for more people to work with. Like, cause when one person is getting fired, that person is getting booked, so they might not be available for that event. So they'll always need somebody else. It's always good to be connected to where somebody can reach out to you for even last minute. I had somebody reach out to me like on Thursday. The shoot was at 12. They hit me up at 11. They were like, yo, can you pull up in 30 minutes? I'm like, sure. Like, I wasn't doing nothing, so I pulled up. But it was like easy, quick money. But it was like, I was the first person that came to mind, and I already had worked with them prior. So they were like, oh, hey, I needed somebody real quick. Boom. So stuff like that. So making the list of the people you want to work with will be step 2 in the spreadsheet. You can put their Instagram name, you can put their email, and then you can put phone number if you want to. I wouldn't do that. I didn't do that. But if you want to go the extra mile, you could do the phone number. But I said definitely just the email and Instagram name, because you can easily DM them. You can easily also email them as well too. So, any questions on that so far? Awesome. All right. So, moving on to the next part, right? So, let's see. I'm pretty sure from the Certified 30 challenge, a lot of us have work on our pages, so this wouldn't be a problem. But if you don't have work on your page, ideally you'd want to post a few content on your pages before you start reaching out to people, because the first thing people always do is they go to your Instagram and they scroll. So they're gonna go down, look through and see, okay, what all he got going on, what type of work he doing. He wanna, me to book him, but let's see what he got. So ideally, you always wanna keep some of your best work at the top of your page. So you can either pin them or always aim to post fresh new content on your page to where it's like clients can come and look and be like, oh, he got good stuff. Because nowadays, the long content, the longer edits might not be doing well, just because the algorithm is always pushing those 5 to 10-second videos. But you still want to have like 1-minute edit videos that you're going to deliver to the clients on your page as well too, so they can see that, oh, he can actually put something nice together, right? So always make sure there's a few of those lurking on your page to where when somebody comes and scrolls, they can see that quickly. And then, like I said, because of the Certified 30, I'm pretty sure some of us have client testimonials already. So we've kind of done a bulk of the work in February. So now we're just going to package all that up and then put that together, right? So now you want to create some type of testimonial. This can be 30 seconds. It can be 1 minute. Ideally, it's a video. It can be words or like a screenshot or something like that. But ideally, I say it would be like a video. So that could be like, go at the end of the pitch or the one page and be like, hey, here's what one person who just worked with me said. Like here, as well, they can click on that video, check it out and see, because they can actually connect with that person more instead of just the words. Anybody can fake the words, you know what I'm saying? So definitely the video helps a lot. Awesome. So now this will be once we have the list going, we have the highlight reel done, the next part will be crafting up the pitch, right? So one I used in the past, right, you have to make sure it's addressing the specific type of client that you're looking for. Like you don't want to make like a generic pitch that's just for everybody. So if you have different type of niches that you shoot, because I know some of us shoot grads, some of us shoot weddings, corporate and stuff, you want to create different highlight reels for all these people. If you're doing a corporate reel, just create one corporate reel for just corporate. So that way when you send it, it's not just a random video of somebody shaking ass or like somebody like in the studio like wearing like model clothes or whatever. You just want to create it for that specific niche. So that way, when you're drafting that pitch, you starting off with, "Hey, Sarah, how you doing? Hey, ma'am, how you doing?" Oh, my Siri.
I'm fine, thanks.
Tripping. But it's like it's just geared. The language and everything is even just geared towards corporate. And if it's just a quick DM to like a grad girl or whatever, it's, "Hey, what's up? How's it going?" You know what I'm saying? So now the language changes, but you want to have like different drafted pitches where you can just copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. So it's not you have to keep rewriting or keep changing it up and stuff like that, right? So, like I said, I've done this quite a bit. Even when I was trying to get in the travel game, I was DMing a bunch of travel companies and be like, "Hey, y'all, how's it going? I just recently just traveled to Tulum. Here's the reel I did. I would like to create some content for you. Can we hop on a call?" Or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm literally switching it up depending on the target audience. So you want to make sure you're tailoring the pitch to the correct target audience, right? So in this case, we're doing event planners. So you can be like, "Hey, event planner, boom. My name is Dez. I just came across your work on Instagram. It was amazing. You're really doing amazing work. Here's stuff I've done in the past. I would love to work with you." Some simple, some straight to the point. Put a YouTube link in there. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. We can hop on a call to discuss any rates or anything like that. Because I really got this idea when this planner hit me up and she was like, "Hey, my name is this. Next year, I'm looking to work with some new videographers, and I would love to see your rates and stuff like that." And she reached out to me. So in my mind, I'm thinking, damn, like it must be a lot of other people who are also either looking to work with other videographers and photographers, but just haven't reached out, or ideally, I want to create more luxury content. But right now, I'm not really attracting a lot of luxury content. So now I want to set myself up to where next year I can do way more luxury content and I'm going directly to the source and not just waiting for people to hit me up, right? So in the first part, tailor your pitch to the specific needs and concern of the event planners, right? Research the type of events they organize and understand your target audience. So if you're reaching out to a luxury event planner or a certain luxury type of clientele, they're obviously paying attention to certain things. They're more detail oriented, right? They care more about the appearance of stuff. They're not really into a lot of crazy effect transitions. They want more of a luxe type of look. Like, right, even when it comes to your appearance as well too, that's something a lot of luxury people consider, but they will not tell you that, right? Because if they book you for an event, are you gonna pull up in ripped jeans and just like a whole bunch of like just baggy clothes? Like it doesn't fit the theme of even the actual event. You know what I'm saying? So that means you gotta do a clean all black. But you sometimes gotta show people that as well too, before you even get in that space. Like for me now, I'm like, okay, like I don't just randomly post any type of photo. Like if I'm posting a photo of myself on the gram, I'm gonna make sure it's clean, it's nicely edited, as well put together. Cause people are like, "Oh, I'm gonna have this dude in this space. He gotta at least come a little bit correct and just look presentable." You know what I'm saying? Like just even getting a haircut, like as basic as it is, just clean up before you even pull up to certain things. So if it's corporate, you know what I'm saying? So corporate people don't really care too much about your Instagram. They always care more about your website. Corporate people don't really be like, "Oh, hey, I'm gonna pull up this dude's Instagram in the meetings." They care more so, "Hey, this is his website. This is what it looks like. It's clean, well put together, straight to the point, lets us know what's going on. It's nicely done." Boom. That's the type of guy we want. The language is good. He has a variety of clientele. Corporate people don't just want to see just black people. They want to see that, oh, you can shoot a mix of people. So if that's your target lane, you gotta understand, oh, I need to diversify my content. So on that website, you could have a diversity of content, but on your Instagram, if you just want to target black people or people of culture or whatever, that's okay. But on that website, you want to package it up in a way where it's more directed towards corporate stuff. Even the music you're using is more instrumental and stuff like that. So that's something that's something you can do. Right, so understand who you're trying to reach out to, and then you're gonna format your structure around that. The next part, which I feel like is the most important part, will be kind of sharing how you set yourself apart from other people. Basically, what makes you unique, what makes you different. So this goes back to the brand tag that we had. For example, I think Chris was seize the moment. So this kind of where you really kind of dive deep into the seize the moment part and be like, okay, this is how I seize the moment. Like I always aim to capture memories or experiences. I go more of a candid vibe. I don't really take what you call it, distract the guests from experiencing the event, but I'm also capture the memories of the experience they're having through my own lens. But I'm more of like a fly on the wall, something like that. Cause I know specifically this one lady was like, hey, I want you to do like a reel, but all candid. I don't want you interrupting the guests. I want people to be in the moment, enjoying it. I don't want you kind of pulling them off to the side and stuff like that. I was like, okay, cool. So certain people want that. If that's your style, if that's your your way of doing or shooting, explain that. If not, you can also say, no, I like more of a direct approach. I'm somebody who wants to kind of make the guests feel special and feel like they're shining. So I kind of get individual shots of the guests looking nice, looking clean, and I mix it up in the edit and stuff like that. Whatever sets you apart, whatever makes you unique. This where in that second paragraph after you kind of address them, it's where you could say, hey, this is what I can do. This is my style. This is what separates me, right? For example, I could also say, hey, my colors are really great. I like to highlight the skin tones of black people. Like I've seen recently that a lot of videographers do not know how to properly showcase the colors of black people. That's my specialty. I make sure they're popping, they're shining, they look good, they're well represented. Something like that. You can use that and go from there. So maybe I'll take like 2 or 3 people. I want y'all to kind of share what sets you apart. What is your unique style? What is your unique selling point? How do you differentiate yourself from other videographers? Anybody feel free to hop on. Yeah,
But I'll say some. I've had like people reach out to me solely for the fact they'll come on my page and looking for like wedding videography stuff and whatnot, and they'll come and see like at least like the diversity. Like I have black people, different cultures and whatnot, and there'll be like other pages where they literally told me it's just like all white people, and they feel like they're scared that if they go with them, they're not gonna know how to like color grade like black people or whatnot. So, like you were saying, I feel like that's a good thing. Being able to like, I guess videographer being able to like, all right, I can color white people, I can do video for black people, Hispanic, whatever, stuff like that. So that kind of like separate me, kind of like being able to show that I can video and color multiple different types of people.
That's dope. I like that. That's good. That's good. Anybody else? Take about 2 more.
I would say with me, I think we'll probably just be part of this a little bit. I would say probably like my customer service and like understanding like a lot of people when they book me for their grads, they book me because they friends, give good reviews, and I'm always thinking of ways to make the client like comfortable and stuff like that. Like for instance, like with the whole Angel 10 I got that from a friend I did, and everyone's just like eating it up. So I'm always thinking of ways like to make the client comfortable and making everything like convenient for them. They like that shit.
Okay, I like that. That's good. Good customer service, making the experience better and convenient for them. That's good. One more person.
I think what sets me apart, I'm more photography based, so I don't think I've like figured out what differentiates me from like others in the video aspect. But I think for photos, because I always shoot with strobes, like exclusively, I like rarely do natural light. Similar to what BJ said about like being able to shoot people of color, make sure that their skin tones look good, and all that. 'Cause, natural photography is a little bit lackluster when it comes to skin tones. But yeah, that sets me apart. Is just being able to make the subject pop, I guess, if anything, in my photos.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, let's see. I like that. So now it's just all about how to like articulate that, right? Awesome. So yeah, now this is all about how you articulate it, right? So you could, let's see, what could you put? Like, for example, let's say off the top, I aim to highlight the skin tones of people of culture or something like that. I really make sure the lighting is properly exposed to where, well, maybe I have the necessary gear to highlight or expose the colors and the skin tones for people of culture. I bring my own setup, so in case the venue is too dark or something like that, I already have the stuff I need. No need to worry about that or stress about that. Something like that. So you can kind of package it up in a way where it says, hey, I'm bringing a lot of value. I have the stuff that you need. All I got to do is I come in and I set it up, and then boom, it's good to go. Something like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh, I don't got to worry about finding lights or them figuring out where they could do all that stuff. It's something you could just easily offer because most of us already have lights. You could find a way to plug it into the pricing, but the value could be, hey, I bring the lights and stuff like that. Something like that, to where it's all about how you kind of word it to where it sounds like, oh, dang, they're getting a great deal. So does anybody have any questions or any help needing to craft their unique style or kind of put it together?
No, I don't think I need any help personally. I think this conversation is just good because, like, you just asking the question. I was like, I really don't have nothing to add to say, like, what makes me unique or whatnot. So I know that's definitely something I need to work on. But even then, just shadowing you, Doc, at the wedding and seeing how you move and operate, I think that's going to help in the future. So I look forward to that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's a bit. Yeah, definitely something. Definitely something to think about, and something like definitely go home and be like, okay, if I don't have one, how can I come up with one, right? Because especially with nowadays, everybody's creating content at a high level, at a fast-paced level. You want something that sets you apart. And for example, Micah talking about customer service and experience, that is great. But now, how can we translate that to where others can also see that, hey, he has great customer service. He has a great client experience. How can we showcase that, right? So now you might either need I like how you did a changing station and stuff like that. So now you could probably get a little review or somebody talking about how they used the client changing station and they enjoyed it. It helped them, like they didn't have to go changing their car or whatever it is. So now when somebody else trying to book a grad suit or whatever, like, oh hey, look, I already have changing stations. I already have this. You ain't got to never worry about that. You ain't got to figure out if the bathrooms are closed on campus. Like, I got you. You know what I'm saying? These little things we can plug in to help kind of get the client to book and stuff like that. So definitely something to think about. Definitely something to ponder. And if you already even have one, how can you even level it up as well too? You know what I'm saying? And differentiate yourself. So one thing could even be the turnaround time. How fast you get the stuff back to people. Like if you could do it faster, that could be something you sell. Be like, oh hey, like shoot, nowadays the average turnaround time is 2 weeks. Rock with me, I'll give it back to you in 5 days. Some or whatever, if you can, whatever you can handle. You know what I'm saying? But that could be a selling point as well, of like a fast turnaround time, whatever that is to you. That's something you could also do. So awesome. So that leads into the next part is highlighting your expertise. So now in that either third paragraph or third line, after you've kind of stated what sets you apart, you can kind of drive it a little bit harder by saying, I really specialize in getting aerial footage, or I specialize in live streaming, or I specialize in posing, or I specialize in something related to that field, right? So let's say for events, you can be like, I specialize in just capturing decor, because event planners always care about the decor and care about the setup, because that's how they make their money. So if you can really capture that nicely for them, that's something you can say. Grads, I specialize in posing. Sports, I specialize in capturing fast-paced motion movements, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Like the language changes for whoever the target audience is, and what you specialize in, you can also showcase. Brands, I specialize in creating emotional, captivating shots that gonna draw more customers to you. Whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? If it's food photography, I specialize in products, like really highlighting the elements of the food or little stuff like that. So we can always, find ways to articulate our expertise depending on the audience. So that will be the next part. Everybody good? Everybody following? Awesome. So now testimonials is that next part, but we already kind of talked about it, and I hope most of us did it during the challenge. But if not, definitely something to keep in mind for at least some of your ideal clients, or some of the clients you work with quite a bit, or people who are just even natural speakers, because not every client likes to talk on camera, and you might ask them to give you a testimonial, and it's kind of like bland. So you always want to find people who are kind of engaging or emotional, so they can really hype you up and be like, hey, can we do a quick 30-second testimonial on my camera? Can we do a nice 60-second testimonial? Like, you want to always think of, like, the same way we're thinking of capturing BTS, we always want to find ways to capture testimonials, because those always go a long way. Like, because people want to have that trust factor. And people come to your page when they see a lot of people talking about you and they visually can see it, they're more inclined to work with you. And of course, if you email that attached with your pitch and you showcasing your expertise, and then somebody confirms that as well, that's like, oh, now I want to tap in for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? And don't let it be somebody who has like even like a good following or a good looking or well put together client who has a nice business or something that's doing well. It's always even extra as well too. So you always want to just keep in mind, you know, let me do a quick little grab. I believe X did it recently. I think he was standing next to the girl, and the girl was like, X did it or something like that. Like, it was fun. It was exciting. So getting more of those and getting more people to really like showcase that testimonial is always great. Those work well for weddings. Those work well for events. Anything that requires a deeper level of trust factor, testimonials are always great. So that's what I recommend right there. So that'll be the next part. And then, yes, sir.
So like, cause I got a couple testimonials from like the couple grads I did so far, but I guess like I just begin in my head a little bit, cause I feel like I don't want to keep posting the same girl over and over again. It's just like, dang, I kind of want to space it out.
What do you mean?
Like, cause like cause I think like when I went to Tuscaloosa, I got like a couple like BTS clips and then testimonial, but I'm like, dang, and then like we did a video. So I'm like, dang, I kind of want to post too much, because I feel like, I don't know, I think I'm probably just in my head, but I just feel like it's just like I'm oversaturated using the same person. Because like, I understand what you're saying, like the trust factor, but I guess like, dang, I don't know. I just feel like if I'm using the same person too much, like it probably won't get as much views if it's just like, oh, same thing, if that makes sense.
No, that definitely makes sense. I think sometimes I get that way too. You just, it's all the same, man. You just gotta get to a point where it's like, bro, the people who are gonna see video 1 are not the same people who are gonna see video 2. Like, we gotta get to review your analytics and see, because some of my analytics, bro, like one video, it'll be like 2,000 followers, 10,000 non-followers, like 1,000 followers, 3,000 non-followers. So not everybody is seeing the content. So as much as you think you're seeing it and it feels like, oh damn, like it's the same person over and over again. Number one, it's not everybody seeing it. Number two, it's outside people are seeing it. You never know which one is gonna hit. Number two, you never know which one's gonna hit. So the third one might be the one that hits, and now that might bring a lot more people to you. So you gotta use what you got. And if you got a really good client, hey bro, milk it. Like if she did good, like one client can bring you 10 clients. Like one really good one, if she's that good one, she can really pull in a lot more people for you. So bro, go for it. I don't think you should necessarily care too much about oversaturating. Like the share room posts like 20 times a day. Like, you know what I'm saying? As long as the content itself is good and you put effort into it, I think that's totally fine, bro. No need to worry about the views or worry about they're gonna be like, damn, he done posted this girl 5 times. I'm like, she fire. I'm gonna keep posting. Like, y'all gonna keep seeing it and keep talking about it. And that's what like I do sometimes. Like if I have a really good bride or if I have a really good wedding, bro, I'm gonna find 6, 7 different ways of like creating content out of that one wedding. Are you gonna say, oh damn, he posted this one couple 5 times? Yeah. I'm gonna do her I'm gonna do her and her mom. I'm gonna do the groom. I'm gonna do them dancing together. I'm gonna do freaking if he's removing the garter off her, I'm gonna do that. Like I'm gonna just keep finding ways of like really milking it out because it was a nicely done wedding. Because not a lot of, it's hard to find really good clients that you can market. So if you find it, go for it, bro. No need to worry about it, man. That's what I think. Anybody else had any questions before I move on?
I just had like a little statement, if that's cool.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What's up, y'all? Let me talk to y'all in a little bit. I was thinking about this too, just with the point that you were saying. It's like, I go on my page a lot, and I'm like, man, I scroll down like weeks and months ago, and I'm like, dang, man, I feel like my new followers don't know my old stuff. Most people don't like go on your page and scroll down. So like, I feel like we should recycle our stuff. Like I really do. I think we should bring stuff back into stories and reshare our own stuff because a lot of people not seeing what we've done. And we're, some of us are worried like Kachi was just saying, you feel like, oversaturated, but most of these people aren't seeing it. They're getting hit with so much other stuff that they're not getting to see your individual posts and they're missing it. So that's one thing I'm thinking about starting to do is like go back to some of my old stuff and reshare it on my story and see if I can get some of my newer followers to kind of like check out old stuff to me, but new stuff to them. You know what I mean? So that's just a thought I was thinking about.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Now that's a good idea. Even for me, like as you get better, like a previous edit you did, you could be like, oh damn, I could do this edit differently. Like ideally, like even in my mind, like I go back and like older weddings, I want to redo some of them. Like I know like the couple was good, the edit was straight, but I'm like now I know more sound design. I can find like a really nice trending song. I could really put together like a fire 30-second edit that could really like sell it for real. You know what I'm saying? So there's definitely nothing wrong with that. It's just of course creating the time to do it because I know sometimes we're so focused on our current situation, our current clientele, it's always hard to kind of go back. So if you just want to, share it in your story or just reshare what you've done, always feel free. Like even the photos I used to post in the past that was already edited and whatever, I went back, reformatted them into like a real version and then just reposted them again because nobody was caring about the photo carousels no more. So all I did was just repost those in the real format, added some music to it, boom, good to go. You know what I'm saying? So there's definitely good ways to recycle older content for sure. So never be worried about that. Trust me. Like at the pace that the internet is moving, like one day on the internet, one day in real life is like a week on the internet space. Like just stuff is just going by so fast that it's definitely okay to recycle some stuff. It's definitely okay. Just don't repost it like every other day. Like they gonna be like, damn, like he only got that kind of thing to post. Like you always want to find ways, of course, keeping it fresh as well too. Would you say quantity over quality? That's always a good question. I think it depends on what stage you're at, right? What else you typing? Let me see. Yeah, definitely don't post everything you shoot. No, don't post everything that you shoot. No, post what you're targeting and what you're looking for more of. So I don't post about 90% of what I shoot. Like it's just not what I'm targeting. Like some just are really just good, decent shoots that pay the bills. Like they just take care of what they need to take care of. I provide good quality service work to them. The edits are great. They love it, they enjoy it, but it's just not my ideal clientele. I don't want more of those per se. Like whatever I'm putting out is geared towards either luxury, travel, high-end production, or whatever it is, or just something that makes me look like, oh, like this dude is just in a different level. That's the level of vibe I'm trying to really put out more of. So that's what I want to post. Even if I do a grad, like a grad got to be fire, got to be different, got to be unique. Like you got to feel like, damn, like this was different. Then I'm gonna drop it and post it, and then that one grad always gonna bring in 10, 20. That one travel work always gonna bring in 5 travel, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I typically, when it comes to that. But I found ways of still keeping me relevant on the gram though. That doesn't mean I'm not posting. I'm just gonna create the stuff I want to create. And if I'm not posting all of my work, I'm just gonna create what I want to create. So when the question comes, is it quantity over quality? It depends on what stage and level you're at. If you're just starting off, that always the number one thing is a lot of people don't know who you are. So that is where it's quantity, in my opinion. Like you want to get your stuff out there so much to where it's like people can't ignore you. Whether it's good or not, you just want to get in people's face. You want old people to always know about you. As you're doing it, as you're putting stuff out, you start getting comfortable, you start getting better. Now you start fine tuning and realizing, okay, people liked a lot more of these posts. People didn't like that. Now you're understanding what's working and what's not working. So you have so much data. Now you can go in and fine tune and start creating quality posts, right? And I always say the cheat code is if you can create quality posts at a high rate, you're winning. If you can't, do what you can. So if you can create one quality post, one fire quality post a week, do that, but then supplement with 2 or 3 good solid posts that keep you relevant, keep you saturated, keep you stimulated, like keeps the algorithm knowing, oh, this dude is active, this dude is working, he's on a journey. Because nowadays, man, like the trend is personal brand. Like that is the new selling point, is the personal brand. People want to see who you are behind the work. People want to know you. People are buying personality more so than the actual work. So you create the quality work, great. Then you supplement with personality. You supplement with behind the scenes. You supplement with you working. You even talking about your journey, sharing stories. That is what people are connecting to nowadays. This is how people are growing. And in between, if you want to do some tips, tricks, highlights, whatever it is, you can, throw that in, and then you can be like, oh, one fire quality work a week, great. Ideally, the goal is to be able to constantly put out quality work, but you don't want to kind of get to where you're just stressing yourself out and be like, damn, like I can't post unless it's quality, and then you post the quality work and it don't go up, and now your mind is all messed up because like, damn, I really put a whole week into this video, it didn't even go up. You know what I'm saying? So I say definitely depends on what level you're at. That's why, once again, go back to the 30-day challenge. It's like a lot of us are either overthinking the content game or either feel like every post has to be the one that goes up. But nah, you just gotta just even train that muscle of just posting content. It's a muscle you gotta work, because we, as creatives, we're always in our head so much about thinking about so many different things. It's like, nah, like you gotta learn just how to pull the trigger, how to pull the trigger, how to pull the trigger. Once you have that mastered, and then you learn how can I make it better, how can I produce a quality, much better quality reel and all that stuff. So that's my thoughts on that. I don't know if anybody else had a comment on that part. Cool. Hopefully y'all taking notes. The next part will be like express how you can like customize the survey, right? So you can, highlight your flexibility. You can kind of adapt to whatever you're looking for as well too. So that could be a point that you mention whenever you're reaching out to the target audience and be like, hey y'all, like I can definitely customize packages to fit whatever you're looking for. We can fine tune it to fit your needs. If you need even extra BTS content, we can include those in the packages. Like I can come an hour earlier and get content for you. If it's corporate, you can say, hey, we are flexible. We have a team. We have a group of people who handle, this and that. So it's not just a one-man team when it comes to corporate stuff. Like you want to showcase, oh, it might be 2 or 3 of us that we can come in and, create the work that you need. We have the gear that you have. Whatever gear you're looking for, we can find it. We can make it happen. Little stuff like that. Offer flexibility, offer customization. Grads, oh yeah, if you're looking for even the champagne and the smoke bombs, I can include that for you. No need to worry about you go getting it. Just send me the extra 20, 30, 50, and I'll go pick it up for you, so you ain't got to worry about that. Little stuff like that. Offer value. Find ways to offer value to whoever you're reaching out to, right? Offer some customization, flexibility. You can be like, oh, hey, what is it? Like, if it's a couple, can be like, oh, you know what, like I can even hop on a call 20, 30 minutes and help you come up with like a game plan for your shoot or something like that. You don't, of course, do this for everybody. You don't want to be burnt out, but like if you're reaching out, of course, you want to find ways where you can offer some value, do it for a little bit, and over time, you might charge for that service or that value that you offer. You know what I'm saying? So that's something to keep in mind. For those of us who have pricing, you know, you can kind of put together your pricing, have that ready on hand. If you're somebody who offers customizable packages or packages depending on what they're looking for, you know, you can always say, hey, share your budget, or, you know what I'm saying, what ideally do your clients charge or look for. You can hop on a call and like clearly outline the pricing and stuff. Corporate stuff, you never want to give them a set price. You know, ideally you want to kind of gauge and see what budget the marketing department has or stuff like that. So you kind of want to do more of a dig in to kind of see what they're working with. But for, you know, everyday shoots or portrait shoots or events, you can, you know, offer your pricing or have like a page already set up on your website that has your pricing. It can be hidden. It doesn't need to be shown on your website, but you want to have some type of rate pricing sheet. So that way they're like, oh, hey, just send me your prices. You can easily just mail it off or email it off or DM it to them or something like that. So you always want to have the pricing on hand so you can easily give that out. So that would kind of, you know, be the last part of it, is when it comes to that one pager, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of highlighting these different points and to where you can always adjust as needed depending on the person or the audience. And then I had 2 extra parts to this, right? So when it goes back to that spreadsheet, right, you're going to have the name, email, Instagram, and then you're going to have like a tab that says reached out to, yes or no, right? So that way you could put, anytime you DM them or you reach out to them via email, you could put check yes or no. If you put yes, then you can, you know, the next tab could be responded, yes or no. Third tab could be followed up, yes or no, right? Because what I realized is, as much as, you know, everybody wants to be a businessman, business person, really get after it, life happens. We forget stuff. We forget who we DM'd. We forget who we emailed. Sometimes it can become overwhelming. So you kind of want to set up to where you're kind of also tracking and keeping yourself accountable. And I realized using that spreadsheet is always great because you could just easily put, yes, I DM'd them. No, I didn't DM them. Yes, they responded. No, they didn't respond. Did I follow up? Yes, I followed up. No, I didn't follow up. Simple stuff like that, right? This, to me, is not the fun work. It's not the most exciting type of work. It's very, very boring. But it works, and it's great because this is you taking control of what you can control. It's not you waiting for somebody to email you. It's not you waiting for somebody to DM you. It's you kind of going after the type of clientele that you want and finding ways to, like, actually run a legit business, right? Because if somebody responds and it's like, oh, hey, like, I love your stuff, or hey, I'm not currently taking any new videographers or photographers, you can be like, awesome, thank you. Did you get a chance to check out my website? Can you offer me some feedback? Whatever it is, like, you want to gather as much data as you can, because maybe they could offer you some advice. You can fine tune it, and then for the next person, you can make it better. Like, I've had it to where some clients were like, oh, hey, you're charging a little bit too low. Raise your prices up. Like, I've had planners tell me that. They're like, hey, you know, you're kind of charging a little bit too low. Your stuff is really great. Kind of raise your prices up because the market, you kind of a little bit low. Raise it up. Like, you can find ways to keep getting feedback from these people you're also reaching out to. So that's something to think about. There's more for, like, you know, either the corporate, like the planners or something like that. But if it's like a grad person or it's like a model or like a brand girl who's not as grown, you know what I'm saying, that's fine. But definitely something to keep in mind of, like, always getting feedback and keeping track of stuff in that spreadsheet to make sure that you're following through and actually getting the stuff done. And then let's see, the follow-up, you know what I'm saying? It's always good. You could wait like a week or two. You don't want to be annoying. You don't want to be constantly hitting people like, hey, did you see my email? Did you respond? Hey, what's up? Like, you haven't responded. Like, you don't want to be doing that. Like, you just want to send a nice courtesy email that just say, hey, I'm following up to see if you saw my email. Boom, boom, boom. Cool. If they don't respond, you could wait 4 months, 6 months, and then reach back out again or something like that. You don't want to be that one photographer who's known for just randomly DMing people who's annoying or who's bothering people and stuff like that. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. Like, you always want to aim to follow up and see what they have, what they got going on. Of course, we all love it when clients are coming to us. It makes us feel good, but at the end of the day, on the type of people that we actually want to work with, it requires you reaching out to them. And some of the best clients I've had was when I reached out to them and set it up and made it happen. So
I got a quick question, Doc.
yes, sir.
When you were speaking on sending the price sheet, I know that was a little second ago. What does that look like for you? Like, what I'm guessing, what format should we, what format we should be sending that in, like in the Google Docs, or is there more of a professional thing? Like, should we make it like a flyer or something of that nature?
Awesome. So we can do it a couple ways. I do it through website. So let's say it's a hidden page on my website. So I have like a page where I've listed all my pricing stuff on the website, and all I do is just copy and then just send the website link. You can also do, if you want to kind of add more of like a visual aesthetic to it, you can even do like a Canva. I feel like Canva allows you to send links out. So you can create like a nice sheet on Canva and then just copy the link and directly email that as well. So that could be like a link in your, like a hyperlink, or like a link in the email, because I think email lets you do hyperlinks. So you can be like, hey, here's a link to my pricing, click here, boom, and then they can check it out. So any way you can do like a certain type of link, I feel like it's always good, because if you do a picture, it's gonna be so big, and I think some emails, if you have like pictures and stuff, it might even put it in spam or something like that. So you wanna always do through like some type of link.
Cool, thank you.
Yes, sir. Let's see, I think that was it. So I don't know if anybody had questions, comments, but definitely this is a homework type of conversation. I hope everybody does it, definitely, following through the steps. I'll probably just repeat that one more time real quick. Number one, create the highlight reel. Number two, create the spreadsheet. Number three, build the one pager out. Number four, write out the pitch. And it should be solid. If anybody ever puts it together, you can always send it out to me. I can take a look, offer some feedback, help you craft it up if you need me to. If you got any questions on how to really package it up, how to package your stuff up, how to find your unique selling point, feel free to hit me up as well. I don't know if anybody want to discuss something or dive deeper into some parts of what we discussed, but it's open, y'all. Feel free. All right, I guess anybody got any comments or questions? No problem. Bertha had said, can we do like a website audit? We definitely can. Next time, we can definitely pull up your website, Bertha, and break it down and talk about it. I'm definitely down for that. I think what we had done probably was like a social media audit one time early in the beginning, but we could definitely repeat some stuff with the website and social media if need be. Yeah. Also, I don't know if anybody see me and I got a jacket on, I got my little fit on, but definitely personal branding is important. So what I'm even doing right now is I'm recording the talk and the content. So what I'm gonna do is chop it up to where I can find little bits and pieces of like actual good answers or good comments or whatever, dropping in the gram, dropping in social media. You know what I'm saying? Personal branding. I'm like, oh, damn, this dude got a nice jacket on. He fitted up. He clean with it. He got some good audio, good camera work, whatever it is. But you always want to find ways of producing content. You know what I'm saying? Even when you're hopping on these calls, like you can, set your phone tripod up and be like, hey, like learning from other people. Like clients want to see that journey. And I feel like people always think they gotta create, but it's more so document. Like you can just document the life, document what you're doing. Like it doesn't have to be nicely lit, background cinematic, colors and stuff going on. Like you can just document your life and what you're doing, and the journey and that process. And I feel like it's always good. I'm gonna pull up your work, bro. Let's see. Let me watch this video.
Hey everybody, it is Coach Vam, and when I tell y'all we're about to have our glute boot camps, and you do not want to miss this. When I say it's going to be epic, it's going to be epic. You got to be here. You got to be here. Let's go. Let's go.
Can you play that again? Body, she's so hustle. 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 She a body, she's so hustle. She shake it like, take 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 it like jelly. Take it like, 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 take it like. She's so hustle. Throw her Danny. Throw her Danny. Throw her Danny. But I'm still shaking ass in the deli.
Video was good.
Hey, everybody, it is Coach Vam, and when I tell y'all, we're about to have our glute boot camps.
I like how the audio comes
you do
in.
not want to miss this. When I say it's going to be epic, it's going to be epic. You got to be here. You got to be here.
My only comment, Bertho, I would say is when she says, you gotta be here, you gotta be here, you gotta be here. I wish you could do like what's it called? Like fast-paced cuts of like the edit. I don't know what the exact word is, but when you say you gotta be here, like I would just show flashes of different scenes from the actual scene we're about to watch. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'll do like a quick fast cut. You gotta be here. Like I just put a bunch of random clips on the screen, so that way it's kind of pulling me in. Cause if I'm hearing it, but it's like visually I'm not seeing it. Like the audio and the build-up is good. So now if I started seeing it, it'll start pulling me into. You can always create it for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with that. But I feel like it would definitely make me feel like, oh shoot, what am I about to see? Cause it's like I hear it, but it's like I'm not visually seeing that part.
Hey everybody, it is Coach Vam, and when I tell y'all, we're about to have our glute boot camps, and you do not want to miss this. When I say it's going to be epic, it's going to be epic. You got to be here. You got to be here. Let's go. Let's go.
Can you play that again? Body, she's so hustle. Body, she's so hustle. Body, she's so hustle. Body, she's so hustle. Body, she's so hustle.
Yeah, but edit is good. Edit fire. Edit. I'm weak. Edit is clean, bro. It's exciting. It's definitely upbeat. It looks fun. I feel like the girls will love it. Everybody looks good, visually appealing. Good colors too. Good colors. It's good. Overall, good work, bro. That was solid. Yeah, just that one part tweaking, I feel like that would take it to another level. Did you do photos as well too? That's why. It's good stuff. You need to be getting some BTS if you working, bro. I don't know if you did, but definitely you need to be getting some BTS content before that'll go crazy. Hey, yeah, set it up. Y'all set it up. Whatchamacallit? Yeah, Anna, anybody else got anything before we wrap it up?
Just wanted to hop in real quick and introduce myself. Say what's up to everybody. It's my first time in the group.
What's going on? What's going on? Welcome, bro.
What up, though?
I go by Ryan, man. Real One Media Group. I do videography. I think I started a wedding with you actually back in the mountains, bro.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that's where I met you, and glad to be a part of the group, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Glad to have you here, man.
Yes, sir. What up, bro? What up, bro? Welcome.
What's going on?
Yeah, man, like I always say, man, you gotta ask, man. If you need some, you need help with some, just gotta ask, you know. You gotta put it out there. Yeah, because I don't know what people be going through, what people be having in their heads, you know what I'm saying? I can't predict or guess everything. So I definitely say if anybody always has questions or need help doing something or taking it up another level or figuring out something out, man, feel free to ask, man. You want to hop in the editing room, go over some edits, you want to discuss some, feel free. Monday through Wednesday, I'm very much flexible on like communication and stuff. After that, you gotta get to work. But everything else, yeah, always feel free, man. Always feel free to ask. If I don't respond, ask me again, because I feel like I've been definitely missing messages and stuff. My phone be going crazy, but if I miss it, always feel free to ask me again. I promise I'm gonna answer.